Same individual. Anyway, let's call a meeting to order. We can talk about that some other time. That's what I would suggest. In any case.
All right.
Okay, this is yours to look at and sign when you get a chance.
Thank you.
102. Like that, maybe we should go and shut that door. These guys are gonna have a chat.
Everybody review the minutes. Oops.
This agenda's down. If you need one. On the table.
Everybody review the minutes of July 23rd, 2022, Railroad Bed Workshop, and August 4th, 2022, Selectmen's Meeting.
Did we actually agree to only wash the town hall windows on the outside? I should think they'd be needed to. I should think they'd need the whole.
Inside and out.
I should think it would be the whole shoot. I just noticed it said outside. and I should imagine it ought to be.
That's what someone had said.
Well, I should think that the whole shooting match ought to be cleaned at some point. but-
Just know the outside needs to be done when it's warmer. The inside can be done any time of year, right? But the
Well,
outside.
The
It'd be good
outside,
to have
the
both
outside
done.
of the inside paint needs to be done in warm weather as well. It all ought to be done in good dry weather.
Yep. I move we accept the minutes.
Okay, all in favor? Did you second that?
I didn't second it.
Oh, I didn't hear a
I
second.
move to,
I didn't hear a second, but if he moved, somebody needs a second.
I
Was that your
second it.
Okay, all in favor, then you say all in favor. Susan, did you email the people who volunteered to help with?
no, I created the list and have not emailed because I was gonna.
Okay,
find
I'm
out
just
from-
checking because
Yeah,
that was
I was
that
going
was in those
to,
minutes. A lot of times those minutes are our to-do list.
the list is already created, so all we have to do, I don't want to just email them and say, here's the projects. I want to talk to them first and then find out what are the priorities for the volunteers. When they think they'll put the bridge in, do we want to,
It's nothing to do with the bridge. The problem is over here. The bridge is a mile down that way,
right?
in completely different
Have you
places.
been down and seen the work they've already done?
I have not been down to see the work they've already done, but I just want you to understand that the bridge and the beaver dam are completely separate subjects. Completely separate subjects. You know, I have a pretty fair sense of what needs to happen because I'm the one who worked for, you know, several sessions with the guy who's an expert on the subject.
Great.
And so, you know, I just want to let you know that the problem, and
Right, but I think there
what
was
it
other
is about.
volunteer stuff to do too. and It wasn't just.
I'm
about
sure
the
there is.
beavers,
Well,
so
you know.
I just wanted to,
I'm just going by what it says here, that Sue would email people about the beaver problem. And, you know, I guess I want to know that
I think it's been taken care of.
it's been taken care of, meaning,
I'm Unless there's more to be done.
It's been taken care of, meaning what?
I don't know. I just know that the water's
Knocked
gone
out?
down.
Huh?
It could be just because of the, I said, I know the water has gone down. It's not as high out there. Maybe it's just because of the drought, but
Mhm.
But we gotta get the volunteers to go down and do their thing.
and they're not just volunteers for the beaver thing though, even though that's what the notes say, but they also volunteered to be volunteers.
Mm.
So I just don't want to just say, here,
So, but
you
but
guys
the
do a
work,
beaver
but the
thing.
work has been done and there's no more work for volunteers. It looks to me, according to the road report, that the work has already been done.
Oh, there's still gonna be brush that needs to be cut back. There's still some other
It's
things. that-
been mowed.
Yeah.
Have they mowed that down there? I didn't see that.
Did you, well, read your road report, it's right here. You just had a road report on top of your, pile there. Looks to me, sounds to me like it's, what's gonna happen has already been taken care of and that they did not call upon volunteers to help. We did have some residents who volunteered to build a beaver deceiver to put in the dam.
Yep.
So that in the future, because even if the dam has been removed or knocked out, the beavers, assuming they're
They're
on
gonna
it,
come right
will build
back.
it right back. So the idea is to build, you put a long culvert in there, preferably with a T-pipe on the end.
Yeah.
So that, and cages over that, so that there's no way they can't plug it any longer. It'll always go down to a certain level,
Now's the time to do it,
I would think.
which I don't know how much water's down there now, it just rained for a day, but
Yeah, we get a fair amount of rain, but I'm sure it only scratched the surface because we've been very, very dry.
So as I email the volunteers, do you have a date in mind that you want to talk to them about how it is that they can build a beaver deceiver, since you're the expert?
I don't know that I'm an expert on it, but I certainly have a sense of what needs to be done.
Yeah.
I don't have a date that I want to talk to them. I think that
I think they knew some of them knew what to do, didn't they?
Some of them looked at some YouTube videos. That doesn't necessarily mean they know what they're doing.
Well, but I thought one individual.
Yeah,
kind of sounded like he
Email
knew.
them with real knowledge, not just email
and he
them
looked
with
at, he
nothing.
looked at him, he looked at some YouTube videos.
Well, Lee mentioned that I'm gonna email them. I just don't want to email them and say, hey, hi, we want you to build this beaver deceiver. And at some point, Lee would be involved because she knows more about this. And I want to be able to say, here's a couple of dates. Can we get the group together? I want to send them real information.
Yeah, I
email them.
I don't know that I'm in a position to name dates at this particular moment.
Okay, so you want me to email them and just say, this is coming up and
Thank
thank you for your interest and
Thank you.
you're not off the
Thank
hook.
you for your interest. Yeah, thank you for your interest. And we want to start talking about when we can get this done while the water is low.
Low, right.
And,
And get back
and if you
to us.
want to, you can tell them to get hold of me. That'll work.
Get back to us.
Anybody who actually cares about it.
Right.
Oh, there are definitely people who care about it. Absolutely.
There's people who are willing to show up and be at that workshop, but that,
Yeah.
it's like talk is cheap. Even showing up at a torches and pitchforks rally is cheap compared to actually stepping forward and doing the deed. That's my take on it.
Okay, you guys review warrant 4 and payroll warrants of August 8th, 2022 and August 17th, 2022.
Yes, ma'am.
Here's second it.
What you say is I move we accept. Move
Okay,
to
I move
accept.
that we accept these.
I second that.
All in favor? Reports, RSU 10 report.
Yes, I've got some about that if you want to hear it.
Love
Well, the last meeting didn't last too long. There was a woman got up and complained about all the similar complaints that have been going on. But there wasn't too many committee reports. But they adjourned into executive session quite early. And I think the reason for that is they've got 3 principals now that they're in the process of replacing. Our high school down here, and I believe it's Mountain Valley High School principal. And then at that meeting, it was announced that Jill Bartash, the principal at the Rumford Elementary School, has left and is going somewhere else. And so I think the executive session probably was about those things. You don't know because they don't come back on and tell you unless they have a vote, and I've never seen them come back. Then in addition to that, besides the school board meeting, you may have noticed that Michelle Casey got voted out off the school board down in Buckfield and was replaced by somebody by the name of Allison something or other, who I don't know. Michelle Casey was on the board all the time, that the years that I was on it, and she did a good job. She was anti-masking and that sort of thing, and Jeremy Johnson liked her, but I like Michelle. She's got voted off, and somebody by the name of Allison has got voted on. And in addition to representative from Sumner, maybe Lee knows who that is. Didn't take the name down.
Oh, the new
There's
school board member from some.
That was all in the Facebook.
Hardcore homeschooler.
That was all in the Facebook listing that the town of Buckfield put out after their town meeting. And unless you got a question, I guess that's all I have.
Good.
I'm sorry to see Michelle Casey go. That's too bad, but I'm sure the new gal will do fine.
Okay, road report. Work on the road bed from Main Street to the bridge has been completed. Material was added to the bed. Ron Hood donated his time to mow the sides of the bed, and the Recreation Committee paid for the repairs. Shoulder work in the shimmying of driveway entrances on Stetson Road and Farron Hill Road have been completed. We are moving to Cary Hill Road tomorrow to do the same. We met with Jeff Stearns yesterday to go over the plan for the Darrington Road culvert project, and we will begin work on Monday. Once this project is completed, we will move to Pratt Hill Road, complete road repairs. In 3 weeks, we will be meeting with Mr. Abbott to dig test holes for the Pratt Hill Road culvert project.
Yes.
Anyone who has concerns about the condition of the Town Farm Road should be informed that we plan to budget for repairs in the next fiscal year, 2024.
Has anybody been in touch with the woman who made the complaint about Town Farm Road? He just submitted this today, so she hasn't had a chance to.
Which one are you talking about? This one's
Well, we have one in our packet today.
No, I can't contact her until I'm told what to tell her.
We complaining about the road itself?
Yeah. Sit right in your packet.
Well, I guess just tell her what he just said. We worked on next fiscal year. You probably could do some patching up there this summer though, but
In his spare time.
yeah. Okay, another thing with the thing road too. Been talking with Ferg and Alex,
Around
And
the Pratt
Jeff-
Hill culvert,
yeah, and Jeff Stern about the
Right.
Pratt Hill project.
right?
We put it off for another year.
Mhm.
And cannot get nowhere with HEB for what they need additional information.
No, that was a ripoff if there ever was one.
Yep. And they need a couple more informational things on that. So this Alex has suggested that we contact Durago Engineering in Fairfield. So I said,
Hire some more engineering?
yeah, to get what the information they need. So I said to Jeff, I says, well, it depends on how much this is gonna cost.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, I don't think
So-
we want to put another, what was it, 25?
Yeah, so he says,
1,000 into
okay,
it or
he will
something?
talk it over with them and
$15,000?
see, and wanted me to ask John McLean if any part of that grant could be used toward engineering.
I don't see why it wouldn't. be.
And I just got info from him.
Yes.
Said. Here, let me see. He says, in short, yes, it can. I can answer more about that in the question and answer when that is posted. Not same percent limit as previous rounds.
Well,
So,
it's a little, yeah, in short, indeed, it's short enough to be somewhat cryptic,
so we'll see.
but it sounds like, yes, we could.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes from there.
And so when is this question and answer time that he was talking about?
He didn't say.
Well, okay, I'm just asking,
No,
I'm
he didn't
assuming that you
he
must already know
said-
that since he was so
I
brief.
can answer
and
more
cryptic
about
about
that
it.
in the question and answer when that is posted. So we'll have to see what comes up with Jeff and Ferg. They want
Alrighty.
them to do some test holes
Well, and he says here that he's gonna be doing test holes in
for them.
3 weeks. So,
Wait to see on that.
We need to move to accept the road report.
No.
we never have,
I wasn't sure.
no.
CEO report.
And there is a significant CEO report. He sent it by email too.
Yeah. I already know that. I also got messages from Brenda on regarding this.
Brenda?
Issued 18
Regarding
building
the,
permits.
jumper.
Last year it was 27.
Brenda.
He's one of the ones we complained last month.
Plumbing permits 15, last year was 23.
These building supplies are twice the cost now.
Yeah. Well, he's had something to keep him busy anyway.
Mhm.
I would suggest we don't read the entire thing aloud.
No, I didn't.
Then
Anything with ACO? Nothing.
it's always good news.
Planning board?
Yeah, I think you reviewed the minutes last meeting.
Yeah, and they haven't met since, because they only meet once a month, so.
Ordinance committee. They had their meeting last night and
It was just last night?
Tuesday night.
Tuesday night,
Tuesday.
I meant. And they elected their officers.
And
Is it
have
a
assignments
full
if they
committee
could.
at this time? Do you
We had
have,
one more, don't we?
An alternate.
Did he send in his
did Arthur
resignation yet?
Harvey, now, you said that Arthur Harvey wanted to be an alternate.
Alternate, yes, and I went over and see him and asked him to send in a resignation.
And have we received a resignation from him?
Nope,
Okay, so then that is,
gotta wait.
that is on hold. It is blueberry season, so I think that has a lot to do with him not being super available this time of year anyway.
All you gotta do is walk across the road.
You know something, he's 90 years old and he puts in probably a
I'll go
10
see him
hour day.
again.
Puts in probably a 10-hour day this time of year, I think.
It might be helpful if we went up to have him sign and then whatever the nomination is that he needs for alternate, if we don't want to wait another 2 weeks, so we can. Doesn't matter. The ordinance committee all took away assignments the other night, which was great, to work on for the next meeting, and I got the notes, but I haven't typed them up and sent them to
And
you.
why
yet.
would you be typing up the notes?
I could
Are you-
handwrite them,
Are
but
you
it's
the-
easier.
Are you the secretary?
Nope,
Who is the secretary?
it's Bonnie, and she was on the road when she called in, so she couldn't write notes.
Ah,
And I offered because
Yeah.
I'm a team player.
Hmm.
So I will get those written. They're well-writtenly nasty, messy, and I will, as always, just type them up and send them to you, Leanne.
Well, they have to be approved at the next meeting by the ordinance committee first.
well, I would imagine, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but I'll send them out and. Mhm.
Okay,
Fire
so,
warden.
I want to revisit this. Who do we have on the ordinance committee at this time? Bonnie?
Bonnie Bishop, Bim,
Jim?
Lou Brand,
Yes.
Nancy
Nancy,
and
and
Arthur,
supposedly Arthur.
who says he wants to go alternate.
You know, but we're gonna have to wait until,
Yes, we understand
you
that.
know, we can't
We
move
can't
forward with
write
that.
until he does his.
I'll go see him
Okay.
again and ask him. Next time Leanne's in.
Do we have anything from the firework?
I haven't spoken to Baxter, but his dad was in, and I asked how he was doing. He said he did issue one permit. But he had to be away for a week or so, so he let the town of Canton know. But it hasn't been busy for him.
I think this might be an appropriate time to give an update since it's on the fire. I spoke with the town manager and Turner about the drama that was going on with
Yeah,
their fire
Yeah,
department.
right, moving the fire.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the fire chief resigned. They are going to have the fire rescue manager oversee both the fire department and the rescue as one coordinator versus having two. When the fire chief resigned, he lived closer to Boofy Quimby, so they moved the trucks down to the main fire department in the short term. The truck and a new second-hand but newer rescue vehicle are both back up at Boofy Quimby. They've got
So there's a
two,
fire truck and a rescue vehicle at North Turner.
correct. And then they have two per diem firefighters that now work for the town, because they've mostly volunteers. And they saw some holes during the day when people are all working and the volunteers are
This has been,
driving farther
this
away.
has been the problem for every
Yeah.
volunteer fire department in the state.
So they now have hired two people that are per diem, but basically are putting in, he said, at least 30 hours a week, doing some fire inspections and some other things that are available during the day, which has really eliminated a lot of the issues they had when they have fires and rescue issues. So he knew that we had concerns. I'd already left him a message. The Canton people had left him a message. And so everything seems to be back in place, running well. Having one coordinator is actually making a much better streamlined process. Because often when they go out for a rescue call, a truck's got to go anyway. And so having one coordinator over both is working. And we have, right now, they say we have just as good a coverage as we had before, if not better, with the two basically full-time, at least 30-hour people they have.
Great.
They're available during the day, and their volunteers are available from like 3, 4 o'clock on, depending on the shifts they're working out of town.
This is one of the reasons why, generally speaking, fire permits are only allowed to be issued for after 5 PM.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
there's nobody around to fight the
Yeah.
fire if it should happen to get out of control.
Yeah.
I always wondered that.
Well,
So
the
I
other,
told
the
him that
other,
was-
the other issue is, well, not so much in the summertime, because it's light out late, but also if you burn late, you can see sparks when they fly.
Yeah,
If
So that's
sparks
the
can fly
update
in
I
the
have.
daytime and you wouldn't get a chance, you couldn't really follow
Yeah,
treasurer report.
I'll give you the updated expense report. I was planning on putting the bank reconciliations, but I didn't quite finish, so I'll just, on the next agenda. I sent out 30-day lien notices. Well,
Yeah.
Kathy brought them over last week. 119 of them.
Holy shit. It's going some.
Yep. Calendar reminders. Planning board will meet on Tuesday, September 6th, 2022, due to the holiday.
Right, because they're usually on the first Monday, but the first
Right.
Monday
Yep.
in September being
holiday, yeah.
the holiday, right?
Unfinished business.
Tax foreclosures. We have a number of these.
So 2 have been resolved or we've agreed to resolve.
2 have come in and paid all the taxes out. 2, you made agreements for them to pay, have until October to pay, so there's 5 left.
And these are the 5 here.
Right.
Yeah.
The only issue I have is with one of them, the Manly Dakin one, because
Yes,
I've sent so many letters to Manly and they were all returned.
right.
So when I sent that final last ditch letters, the letters out,
Right.
I didn't want to waste another $750, so I didn't send mailing one because I knew it would be returned.
Mhm.
But then I sent the 30-day lien notices out and Manly signed for them.
God damn.
So I don't know what to do about that when I tried going Facebook.
Well, at least now we know he's alive.
He's
We were
alive.
talking about he might have been dead for all we knew.
Yeah.
And his
So,
brother is.
I don't know if you want to sell that one yet until I actually send him the letter, the last ditch
You
letter.
know, I don't know. I mean, I don't have any soft spot in my
Is it
heart for
North
the guy,
Carolina?
Yeah, the same address. All the others were returned.
So he never
but
picked him up.
maybe he
but
was
when
in the
you sent
career,
it
maybe
regular-
he was spending some
No,
time
I
in
said-
Aruba.
These were certified too, the 30-day lien notices, same way,
Yeah.
same address, but now he signed for them.
Dang. Does he have he had a lot of lien notices coming to him?
Well, he had 2, he signed for them both. I got the receipts back today.
Huh,
Or
Well, I'd
someone
say he
signed
knows.
for him, but it says Manly Dakin. So I don't know what to do about that one. Because he hasn't received any of the other foreclosure letters. They all came back. So I'm thinking we should send him,
The October
You know,
1st one.
I think I should send him a letter.
maybe you should send him a not certified letter and he wouldn't see it like, oh my God, I can't open that. I mean, but,
He opened the other 2 I
but,
just sent.
but the
Well, he
lien
was signed
notices
for
are
him.
also
I don't know if he
certified.
opened them, but yeah.
I can send them both ways. If you want to wait on that one until,
I'm willing to wait on it. I mean, seems like that is beyond reasonable.
I
Because the
just,
fact of the matter is, it may be in his name, but somebody else is probably living on that lot. Or maybe there's not, I'm
I
not sure.
think it's just land.
I think it's just
The
land.
other person that was financing it is in Florida and he signed for his letters. But I haven't heard a word.
is it jointly owned or just,
No, Manly owns it, but he had a
All
finance
of-
agreement.
All of the
Okay.
lots on Dakin Lane, you know where Dakin Lane is?
no?
Okay, well, it's off Route 219, Bear Pond Road, and it goes straight up and up and up and up. And it's basically, he bought this piece of land, subdivided it into lots and sold off these lots, but rather than trying to go the usual route, he owner financed them. So
Oh,
he still owns an awful lot of those properties.
Gotcha.
So the property's in his name, but it's actually somebody else's property that presumably was paying on it, paying for the property.
Right,
But if they're not paying their taxes,
correct.
then, because I'm sure that the people who are paying him, you know, for the property owe the taxes, and if they're not paying their taxes,
Right,
it's gonna foreclose in his name. Am I explaining that right? Yeah.
Mainly is the owner. that-
Yeah,
he's the
in
only one that wrote.
Manly Dakin's name.
gotcha.
The only other one that didn't sign for their letters is Linwood Bishop. I've sent several, and I've sent them to James, which is a relative. I've sent them to Linwood,
James
nothing.
Bishop, yeah, he has a piece of property way up in the corner
Yeah,
past my place.
So I've had no response or.
Yeah, I don't see any
Hmm.
sign of, you know, I mean, he's got that place down in Buckfield, almost right across from where Pud had his place. You know, where
Well,
Pud had that little railroad house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he owns that yellow
So,
building across the road.
yes, it got,
Junk.
it is a pretty junk building. I mean, the building itself might be okay, but it's got a lot of junk around it and tall grass and so on.
And I've tried several addresses for James. I mean, I've looked at tax bills, I've looked at registration, different things.
But but James Bishop has been keeping up on his taxes on that property up in the
Yep.
northwest corner, just about as far in the northwest corner as you can go in the town of Hartford.
That's just Linwood.
Huh. Hmm. I don't know what to say. You know, I'd like to give anybody as much of an opportunity to buy their place back as possible. But, you know, if you just can't get hold of people, what are you supposed to do? I mean,
And they've paid taxes before. They didn't just buy the land and it's new to paying
No.
taxes.
Past, yeah, in the past
They've
years
paid-
ago.
So they know that taxes are due every year. I just feel bad for the people that are paying their taxes and paying them in a reasonable fashion to those that owe years and years and we can't reach them. At what time are we penalizing our own taxpayers? For people that, you're going above and beyond, Leanne. And I certainly want everyone that owns property to have the opportunity to pay for their property. I just wonder what the limit's gonna be.
yep. You know, and these other ones, I mean, Lance J. Lafreniere, I mean, there's two properties.
They've signed for their letters.
Pardon?
They've signed for all their letters.
Do they
And that's
know?
that's a significant chunk of property though.
Mhm.
I don't know what to say.
There's somebody living in Whittemore's.
They've made arrangements. They have up till October.
Yeah, she was the one who asked us specifically. I'm pretty sure she's the one who asked us specifically if she could have until the
No.
end of September, which we said,
Yeah.
yeah. they
So
had-
just the five: Bishop, Dakin, Lafreniere's two, and Dwight Wallace.
So George Blanchard,
You gave him till October 1st.
okay.
Bonnie and Nichols paid.
So does the rest of these know they got to October?
They don't.
Well, they don't have till
They don't
October unless
really.
they contacted us and made arrangements.
They didn't.
That's what that
Which
last
they have
Tommy
not. I
agreed
mean,
to
and
send a letter.
Leanne's been, you know, more or
Yeah.
less turning herself inside out to
Yeah.
contact them, but you know,
Yeah.
at some point,
Yeah.
we're not talking about people who are living here in town. We're talking about people who are out of state and own this property in Hartford and have kind of forgot about it.
Yeah,
So it's up to you now to decide whether to put it out to bid for sale or hold on to it or.
Man, it's a hard decision to make, but the fact of the matter is, I mean,
we've already waited another.
Excuse me, I have my hand up. Could I say something?
Yep, go ahead.
I believe you're talking about tax acquired property.
correct.
Yep.
We wrote a protocol for that in the administrative ordinance, which was passed at town meeting.
Yes.
Which we.
Which we followed.
Guys, Graham's in a meeting.
It's Nancy.
We've followed it.
I don't know, who's on. I have no idea who's on.
Just-
I just heard Lenny's voice.
It was
but-
Lenny.
Yeah, but I have
I
no
heard
idea
someone
who
in the
else is on
background
there.
too. I thought.
Well, she's with children.
Oh, kids.
Well,
Do you want me to look at it for you?
Followed it.
Okay, good. I'm with kids and I couldn't exactly hear, even though I have a headset. I will mute.
Richard, Jeff, Nancy, and Lenny.
Nancy Sullivan?
I don't know, it just says Nancy. I'm not.
Probably.
It sounded like her voice.
Well, so how do you write?
Nancy is Nancy Weed.
Great.
So I guess I'm wondering how you write these people in the minutes if you have no idea who they are. Because generally speaking, the
I write
minutes,
Nancy.
that's,
They're not participating anyway.
yeah, still, if they came in the room, you'd want to know who they are, so you could write their name, right?
Last time I didn't, I'm not gonna ask everyone what their last name is or who they are. Unless they're speaking or have.
I don't know too many Nancy's.
It's Nancy with an I.
Okay, so back to
That's my neighbor.
these.
Well, 3 up.
Give them till October.
Hmm?
Give them till October and put them out to
Well,
bed.
I think that they've
Well,
already been given their last
So
chance.
the thing of
the
it is, if
last
we leave
time.
it till October and then put them out to bid, I mean, then we have to go through the process. I'm thinking about what Mr. Bowen was saying the other night. I mean, he had a point. He was worried that if we didn't foreclose instantly on everybody, that the town would be falling short. And the whole idea about these various lots is that there is a property tax on them, and that, everybody else is paying their property taxes, and that it's not fair to those of us who do pay to let property that went unpaid for a long time fall off the tax rolls and be owned by the town, whereupon we don't pay taxes on it. So the idea is to get it back on the tax rolls by selling it sooner rather than later. And like I say, I kind of, I want to see anybody get screwed out of their property.
Absolutely not.
On
right.
the other hand,
We've given them, and we just, the last time we talked about this, we were gonna send them one last letter, which they've all gotten now,
Except for Manly.
except for Manly.
who just didn't.
I didn't send it because I didn't want to waste $7.85 because all his letters were
Coming
returned.
back.
But now he's accepting it. Because I did the 30-day leave.
Like I say, he must
So
have
send him,
spending time in Aruba or
send
something.
him send him out another letter.
I guess so, I guess so. But these other ones have signed for him, but
James Bishop hasn't.
so Bishop and Lafreniere and Wallace haven't signed for him or anything. The letters have gone out and come back to you.
No, but I said this, Linwood Bishop has not received his. I've tried different addresses, different relatives. Dakin,
Just
I didn't
return.
send the last one because I didn't think the
Right.
address was good, but
Right.
it is. Lafreniere's, he accepted his letters. Dwight Wallace accepted his letters, signed for them. They had until August 15th to respond.
And that was said in the letters.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
And 2 people did, which was
Right.
Blanchard and
Right.
Whitmore. I think we've given
I
them
know.
so many chances. Bishop and,
Do you feel like we
Nichols
should,
paid.
do you think we should go ahead and send a letter to Dakin and give him more time?
I don't think it's fair to the people that came forward and said, I'll pay this by this
He
time.
didn't get the letter. He didn't get any of them. They were all returned. And then I didn't send that last one because all the others were
He didn't.
The
returned.
return ones
right.
are returned unopened.
So he has no clue that it's foreclosed.
Well, I'd say send him a letter out. Manly.
Since at least you know that he's received
And he received, which one?
the 30-day
None.
liens.
30-day liens.
Oh, yeah, the ones I just sent out last week, he signed for. Because I had to send those.
And those are for this year's
Yeah,
properties,
right. And all the others were returned by the post office, unable to forward.
right?
So
Can
he
we
must
put them
have
all
them.
together in an envelope and send that one
I
envelope
can send
certified?
copies. Yeah, I can send copies of everything and give them 3 weeks or something.
I don't know about giving him 3
Well-
weeks. He's up just on his 30-day lien.
They hold them for 15 days,
Gotcha.
certified for 15.
So I guess it would be, yeah.
But it's up to you guys.
So, and 3 weeks is, let me see, so we're supposed to meet on September 1st. Looks like.
Or I can tell them to call me immediately, or
You might try that, immediately, plus give them the hours, because we're not open all the time, but yeah, because if you say 3 weeks, that takes us to September 8th, that would, and we don't meet again until September 15th. I don't know.
Right. But we'll know by then, at least. Because he'll have till September 1st, right? If you put September 1st, even if he,
send it tomorrow. And give them until September 1st.
I would,
So immediately call, respond.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's gonna
yeah,
be,
because I'm certainly willing to give him, give him another chance. I mean, I can remember him bad-mouthing me back in the day, but I'm not gonna hold that against him.
no. And we want him to get the notice. He did get his 30-day lien, which gives
No,
us a
I'm
better
ser-
chance that he'll
I'm
get this
serious,
notice.
this is a long
If we
time
take
ago. It's back
all
when-
of the notices
before
that
the
have
ice
been
cream.
returned and put them in an
About
envelope and
What
send them
them?
out, he'll get them all at one time, and we'll say, please call us by
Yeah,
September
I'll
You
send
1st.
regular
remember,
mail to
you remember
you.
when he had the plow contract?
Oh, yeah,
So
okay.
I'll tell you more about it some
Okay.
other time.
So the other 4,
I think we need to move forward. They've all received their letters and
so you want to sell them? When do you want bids due by?
Might as well, if they want it, they can bid on it.
So the question is, do we want to do this now, and then maybe find out that Dakin isn't gonna pay for that? We have to have a whole nother auction?
Or do you want to wait till the first meeting in September?
I mean, given that we don't know for sure what's gonna happen with Dakin, he signed for the 30-day lien notices, but didn't sign for any of these other certified mails. So that's a little weird right there. But given that we don't know what's gonna happen with that, should we move forward on setting a date to auction off these other properties, since we don't know what's gonna happen with that other one? Or should we wait and auction them all off at once?
so we
I
meet
say-
again on September 1st. Why don't we make that
I say
decision?
wait and
Put the
auction them
dates.
all off at once.
That's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, September 1st and make
Always
the
hate
decision on
this
when to
kind of
make the
stuff
auction.
anyway.
Okay.
Is that all right with everybody? September
say?
1st? We meet again and we'll determine when we're gonna
We'll
set the bid
we can set
process
a date for putting
Yeah,
it up
okay.
out to bid.
versus all of them,
Okay,
versus 4 out of the 5.
sounds like a plan.
Oh,
Where are we?
so there's nobody actually living on lot 8.4 on Dakin Lane then?
No, I don't think so. It's just
There's nobody
land.
actually living on that lot.
I think it's
on
just
Dakin
land.
Lane.
So these people that, just out of curiosity, that said that they plan on having it all paid by October 1st, has either one of
Pieces
those
of
two
$114.
given you any payment towards the
crying out
taxes
loud.
yet?
No,
They've just
No.
made a promise, but not paid anything yet.
I don't
Oh,
want.
geez.
He has two,
I can't
that's on
enter
Bear
into the
Mountain Road.
computer, so I don't-
Yeah,
even if
there's
they did
another, but
offer,
there's
I don't-
another whole
Okay,
piece.
but they haven't
too.
come in to say,
There's
let's do
another
that, no.
piece as well. That
No,
was
I
La Frenier's.
responded to them both. and
See,
they
this is
never
also La
answered.
Frenier,
Okay,
and this one,
all right,
I think. I don't know. I'm confused by it all. So I don't necessarily know, I don't have a strong sense of where all of the lots are. I mean, one of them's obviously on Bear Mountain Road. That's 114 acres.
Okay. Town hall rental agreement amendment.
This has all the changes that were on these copies.
Great. And take your trash with you. Bold. Nice.
I have their copy right here if you want to compare.
And I've got a copy in my,
Oh,
I've got a copy right in my packet here. Yeah, I like that we took out nonprofit and put community, because nonprofit presumes 501c3 status and all this other hairy
Right.
stuff that not every community organization is gonna
Absolutely.
have.
If somebody wants to do a
So I'm pleased with that.
fundraiser for a family in town, it should be,
Mhm.
community group. People coming together that wouldn't really, you wouldn't want to charge them or make them have.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Do you want us to sign this? Yeah?
I have no memory of it being tied for a couple decades.
So this is actually, just want us to initial on the bottom or something like this, because this is for signing for the tenant.
Okay, did I put the date that it was approved on there?
Yes,
Okay, that's good enough.
so,
Last time that was
here, you want to
tied,
just put your initials next to that.
last
So-
time that was tied was 06.
Yeah, it was a while back. You set your initials right down there. That'll be beautiful. CB grant agreement.
Did you initial?
Yes, she did.
You want all these?
No,
No.
just- that you
Oh, you
just
put it in
pa-
there, okay.
I just.
You
I
can
was
put it, you
stacking
can
all
put
this
it on that,
together.
you can put that on the pile if you like.
I thought they're all
Um,
together.
yeah, so CB grant agreement,
Got that letter to sign?
great. You know, I think that, the thing that I guess I didn't make clear at our last meeting is that I'm well familiar with this organization. And have every reason to think that they are completely on the up and up. And at this point, I think we're gonna be very fortunate if we still qualify. Because they said that they were.
No, I already
all
reached out
these
to her.
other-
She's holding a spot for us.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. That was my big concern, is that if we didn't move on it, we waited until our next meeting, we might have lost out.
Open session.
Yes, I do have something for open session, and that is, can I find it here somewhere? Oh, for me, I had it in here, and I probably put it on the back side, so let me take a look here. I received this the other day. Am I gonna find it? No, I'm gonna find everything else. Okay, so August 31st is a Wednesday. At 6 PM at the county building, there's going to be a caucus for county budget committee. And I am willing to consider serving again on the county budget committee.
When is it?
August 31st at 6.
I think you were all mailed the information. I put it in the copies.
Yeah,
Probably.
every select board member in the county gets it. And I would like to go to that, and would easily consider serving again. That said, I could use both of your support, because, you know, it's a matter for select board members to do the voting.
Yeah, I'll go.
So if you are able to go and do that. I
Yeah, I'll
mean,
go.
seems like we
Yeah.
rode over together last year.
Yep.
So I don't know if that's something that you could do. I mean, you are in that neck of the woods
I'm
by
in
6
that neck
o'clock
of
at
the-
night anyway.
Often I'm
So,
right there at
so,
work.
yeah, and you know where the county building is.
It's right up the street from me.
Yeah, yeah, they hold it in the. Actually, they
It's right by
used
the
to,
courthouse,
they
isn't it?
always used to hold it in
Yeah.
the county commissioners throne room.
Go up the left side,
In the
left-hand
backside,
side of the
but-
building.
Yeah.
But all of the actual budget meetings were held upstairs in the big courtroom, because social distancing and masks and all that else.
Yeah, they've done a lot of construction. Boy, oh boy, they've taken down the buildings in the front too. Wait till you see it.
Oh, my
It
God.
looks incredible.
They
It's
took
so
down the
great.
building in the front?
Oh, yeah, just last weekend.
So the entire old
there's-
building, the
there's a
entire old
house
building is gone? Oh,
on
no,
the
the little
street.
building on the street. Oh,
On the
yeah, I knew
street.
about that.
So it's
I
all
knew, I
open.
knew
It
that
looks
that was
really
gonna be,
nice.
I knew that was gonna be coming down.
Go ahead, Richard.
Yes, I didn't catch which fire department Susan was talking about earlier.
Turner.
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 Yeah, I was afraid of that. Okay, thank you.
I was wondering on this, on our reports, if we could add constable on there.
Constable report? I think that's a great
Hey,
idea.
that is a good idea.
Add it right into the agenda
Yeah,
and let the
Talk to
constable
him
know
and
that
have
we
him
want to
come in
hear
once in a
from him.
while.
Yep,
That's a great idea.
We
Kathy.
did talk to him the other day,
and I'd love to hear a
and he
report.
said, I asked him how things are going. And asked him to please not have his boat parked anywhere
He should not be landing his boat on the
on
beach.
shore
That's just,
by the beach.
that's just against the rules. See, that's the,
And he said what he's finding out is a lot of people are taking the parking permit and giving it to their friends.
that's why I never thought it was a very good idea
And he was
to let
wondering
people
what-
set it on the dash.
what he
People
should
wanna
do about
stick it-
that.
Well, I think people should be sticking it to their car.
It's not a big sticker.
Oh, it's a nice sticker.
It's a big one. I wouldn't want it on
Show
my
your Hartford
windshield.
pride, for God's sake. Well, don't put it on your windshield, put it on the back of the car, put it on the bumper.
No, I don't like bumper stickers.
What can I say?
Why couldn't it be smaller? Say like the Hartford Sumner, I mean, like the Sumner Buckfield dump stickers. They're not very big.
I don't know. I like the one, I actually like the one that I have. I sort of feel like it's a way to, sticking that on my car, it's a way to show my Hartford pride. Whether I actually go to the beach or not.
Well, I don't either, but if I went to the
one. I
beach,
went
I'd
to
have
the
it in
beach.
plain sight where everybody could see it, but.
Well, what can I say?
Is he saying that he's doing that, but
Yeah, that's what he
vehicles
s-
of people that don't live there?
Yes, we said, he's seen it, they're passing the stickers to their friends,
This year doesn't matter because they're allowed to,
huh?
this year it doesn't matter because their guests can go without them, they just have the wrong.
Yeah, well, it's never been okay for you to just give your sticker to somebody else to go. You're supposed to come in, if you have a guest, you're supposed to
Yes.
come in and get a guest back. Is that not correct?
Right. Oh, tell him that.
So one of my
Wow.
thoughts is making an informational flyer, which I'm willing to do, that just says 2023 new rules coming. Make sure you've got your parking pass. There'll be more beach monitoring. With just a few highlights so that they know things are changing. We can put it on their windshields when they're there, all of them. And then he can even write a note, I don't see your sticker, your Turner sticker.
And what is
so you
this?
mean your Hartford sticker.
654YW?
I think that is my license plate.
Yeah. So this has the license plate number on it. Now, if you were to give this to me and I drove down there and put that in there, then it seems to me that the constable could look at that and look at my license plate number and say, hey, wait a minute,
Oh, that.
something wrong with that picture.
Leanne will have a list of, do we have a list of people who get a permit? So.
You know, and what's more, does he even have to know who they are or anything more than just that the numbers don't match?
Correct.
I mean, he doesn't
Yeah.
have to know anything more about it than
No.
that.
But I just thought we could preface
Right.
that our changes coming to those people that are at the beach now.
But we don't even know what the changes are yet.
No, but we can still tell them that beach permits are gonna be required in 2023, especially if they don't have one. I'm not sure if he's seeing one. I'm just trying to give people the heads up that times are changing
Times are
at the
changing.
Hartford Beach.
What the heck did I see just recently? Oh, man, this is.
Because now the beach
had
can
to
be
do-
monitored in
had to do-
2023.
Had to do,
and-
I read something just recently, had to do with ocean beaches, that it's getting harder and harder for people to find a spot to go on the ocean too.
Yep,
I mean, it's not gonna be free. Pretty much no matter what, you're gonna have to park in the parking lot.
they
and
have
have
new
to
rules
pay
for
for
dogs,
that
a
and-
bunch of stuff
Oh,
on the
man.
beaches. Yep.
And well, they might, because people tend not to
See what
pick
you
up
started
after
They
their
do
dogs.
not.
Mhm.
See what she started by bringing up the constable? Back
Mhm.
on the beach.
I love the idea of the
Yeah.
report though, Kathy. That's a great idea.
Well, that's but beach. That's the main reason we have a constable, as far as I know.
Yep.
So
And I
I
did
will
hear
get
that
back to
complaint
him
about
and
boats on the beach.
I'll get back to him and tell him at least attend a meeting once in a while.
Yeah. Submit a report.
Perhaps you should say once a month whether he needs it or
Right.
not.
Yeah.
You know, because,
So,
at least during beach season. I mean, I don't know that we
Right.
need to see his smiling
Right.
face in the dead of winter. Frankly, I'd just soon
Right.
not. But,
So
at
we'll
least during
see.
beach season,
Yeah.
right?
Family has more than one vehicle.
They can get more than one sticker.
You can get more than one sticker.
You can get all the stickers you want, I think, if you're willing to buy them.
Okay, new business? Anything? Workman's compensation hearing?
Okay, that's something that is in the confidential department, but without going into too much detail.
I wrote a summary for you.
Oh, thanks so much. My understanding is that in the past, no, what I saw on this, it did say video hearing. It didn't say, yeah, here we
I'll
go.
explain them. and then-
Okay. All righty. So the last time we had a video hearing, I went to the town office and I basically attended the video hearing, just as a representative of the town. I mean, it's on a Tuesday. It's usually my working day. On that particular week, I could probably change and, work Wednesday instead if I had to.
You said the selectmen aren't required at all to attend. If they want to just like witness what's going on, they can. They're not required to be there.
Yeah,
They're not gonna be asked to speak at all.
suits me.
And
So,
all three
Even a
gentlemen have
desire to
agreed
attend.
to.
Even a desire to attend.
The word desire?
I have no desire to.
Oh.
attend.
So the people that they want to testify that are,
There's the road
Have all
commissioner
agreed.
and the road commissioner, the person against whom the complaint was issued, and the witness.
great.
And really, they're the only people who are really relevant to the case, so. Oh, so I'd be willing to do that if I had to, but if I don't have to. Only if I'm required to.
I can attend.
Well, I just,
If
my
we need
my
to.
understanding
Yeah.
just now was that
We don't have to.
we don't have to.
Great.
And then the other thing is that, nothing against a newbie, but you were not around when this original.
I
thing
certainly
came
was
up, and you
not.
don't know the
No.
details of the
I
case
do not.
and all that, whereas I
Yeah.
was there and got to
And are you gonna
hear all
attend?
about it. I don't intend to attend, not if I'm, she just said that the select board's not required to attend, nor would be asked to speak or anything, so probably not.
Great. Okay.
But you're more than welcome to go, just for the record. So
See what happens?
Can I keep this one?
of course,
You go with you, Lee.
You want to go?
I shall go with you, Lee.
I'll tell you what, how about if you just go? You don't
I
have to
wouldn't
be,
mind for
you
them
don't
to
have
say
to be with
nothing.
that big, what?
So I wouldn't mind for them to say nothing.
I think you have to say nothing.
I know how it's gonna work out.
Well, none of us know how it's gonna work out. In fact, I'm gotta say, I'm a little bit stunned that it's been brought up again, because at the the finding after the last video hearing was that in fact, there was really no case there. And it was
We had
dismissed.
talked to them after that, and they said they were trying to sell for a certain amount of money.
I think it was
Evidently,
refused.
After they had basically dismissed the case. Because they had dismissed, they had pretty much completely dismissed it at that point. So it has been revived.
Mhm.
Was, the case had been dropped. So don't ask me. I don't understand it.
Okay, appointments and resignations.
Appointments and resignations. Well, I don't have any resignations that I know about, but I definitely have some appointment thoughts.
It was February 23rd of this year when they were trying to resolve it for a settlement. And then he said he would let us know. I haven't heard a thing till this Monday.
Dang.
So then it was refused.
Okay, so we need. Well, I do. We need, on the ordinance, on the cemetery committee, we need, it says here we need 4. Oh, because these other ones are all expired. Well, I'm going to, I have at least a couple of appointments. One is I'm going to move to, well, we don't have to reappoint. Paula Dobbins is still on.
I was asked to ask Rusty Goulet, who agreed, and to serve on the cemetery committee. I'd like to be a part of that group.
So what you say in that case is, I'd like to, I move to appoint Rusty Goulet.
And I've already talked to him and he really wants to do it.
Okay.
I second it.
So you move to.
So I
appoint,
move
she
to
seconds it?
appoint Rusty Goulet to the cemetery committee.
With a term ending,
I don't know what terms are available here.
most of them.
I see,
No.
I see a 2020, I see, okay, so I see a 2022. Okay, so you could say for a term ending in 2024? Because the
Okay,
2023 is already taken.
yeah,
I am going to move for the cemetery committee.
Kathy seconded that.
Yeah.
Did you vote?
All in favor? Yep.
Okay, Raymond Hunter is willing to serve on the cemetery committee and actually very interested in that. So I move, we appoint Raymond Hunter to the cemetery committee,
For the
Second it.
term,
expiring 2025.
Second it. All in favor? Group.
And oh, let me see, for cemetery committee, I'm not sure who else we've got that would be willing to do that.
did Lorraine's term expire?
Lorraine's term is expired and she would probably be willing to serve again.
Oh, we better ask her, I guess.
Either that or just, why don't
Well, I
you,
know that her and I are planning to go look for cemeteries and she's very
I'm
involved,
gonna say just appoint her to a term ending, what do we have next is 2026?
Yeah, but
Okay, I appoint Lorraine Parsons for the cemetery committee.
Yeah, second.
2026. All in favor?
Yep. Okay, and that leaves us needing 1 for the cemetery committee, and I have some thoughts, but I feel like I need to ask them first.
How about,
But what? Huh? What's that?
a lot of
Kathy's
fun.
involved with cemetery?
Are you,
None of the dead people
are you
complain.
interested in being on the cemetery committee?
What's in the law?
The cemetery committee, well, not a great lot, to be honest with you. It involves some research and learning about our cemeteries, going and looking at them, seeing if they're all in good shape, helping to arrange for headstone cleaning and headstone fixing when they start to slump over and stuff like that. Basically, it's sort of like the old fashioned sexton, only there's a committee of 5 who get to
The
go around and
flags.
make sure
get
that.
flagging in
Yep,
this-
flags in the
Memorial Day.
springtime, you know, making sure that the Revolutionary veterans are always honored with the flags at their graves and stuff like that.
Do they meet like once a month?
They haven't for ages, but you know, something COVID basically threw a wrench in everything. So-
If you get a chance to, go on the website, Jane Hamilton and Jane Adams created a database of all cemeteries, including yours.
Yes, and I've met with them and
Okay, good.
hopefully when trustees may grow.
Nice.
cool.
Yeah, they.
Yes. Amazing.
So. You need to know that,
What?
you need to know that.
Well, if we knew right now, then we could appoint you.
It's not hard.
Yay, he'll do it.
There you go. Your name is Ken? Okay, great.
You can try to make it go sometime.
No doubt. Well, then he's bound to be
Does
good
that
at
make
it.
him 2027?
Yes.
I think so. And don't get scared of that date, because if it turns out that it really doesn't work for you, you can submit a resignation.
But you would
The
never.
the catch is that we need to have an actual resignation in hand before you're completely off the hook. But actually, I think that if you are involved in Maple Grove Cemetery, chances are this is in fact right up your alley.
Well, I've been president for over 10 years.
Oh, my God. You're our man.
Ken, what's your last name? I'm sorry.
Violet,
Violet with 2 T's,
2 T's in the.
2 T's in the.
Did you say Lorraine Parsons?
Yep.
Who you?
Yeah.
She's been in the office quite a bit researching, and we're gonna go on a hike.
Oh,
We heard about-
she's
I'd
been,
like to go to, I guess, the one, because I talked to Jane about it, and she feels like they need to go to the cemetery. I volunteered to go up with her. It's what's where the highway garage is?
yeah, it's up Gurney Hill Road.
Gurney Hill Road, there's
Yep.
one way up.
Yes, way up. But it's very passable now because it's actually plowed. Somebody lives up beyond there, so it's plowed in the winter.
But those girls' sisters were a little intimidated by one of the neighbors.
Oh,
Yes,
And
yes.
I told them that I would go with them.
Yep.
There's
Did
a
we go to that
neighbor
one?
a neighbor is causing trouble up there.
Michael
Kathy, did we
Highland
go to that
Up
one?
will
above.
stop you in the road, take pictures of you,
Who
your
will?
Michael Highland.
cabin.
Oh, yeah.
He will not let you pass. He'll take pictures of your license plate of you, question you. Mhm.
It's a public road, huh?
Yes.
But he hasn't taken sign down yet either.
What sign? Oh, the sign of Holloman Drive? Okay, well, maybe somebody needs to yank his chain on that. Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Of course it is. And somebody just needs to speak to him about that. And I would be just the one for that job.
I'm thinking it's a constable.
Yeah, probably. But this was.
But you know, I mean, on the other hand, if you could just talk to him and say,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
by the way, buddy,
This was
This
quite
is-
a while ago, but I don't know if it's
Yes.
still continuing.
you know,
Well, those girls were in a wreck, so they felt a little leery about going there again. And they
well,
thought
so
they
in
could
any
go.
case, so it's all good though. I mean, I know this guy and I'll talk to
Yeah,
him.
if you spoke to him, just say, don't.
I'll talk to him, you know, maybe if it turns out to be a problem beyond that, then maybe it is a job for the constable, but meanwhile,
Way to go,
you
Lee.
know,
So
I
don't know if
I say
you know
anything that can be,
Steve and Lisa Wills.
Yes. rest their souls.
They're having a burial Saturday at Maple Grove.
Oh, no
So
kidding.
at 11 o'clock, if anyone wants to attend.
Oh, thank you for that.
Oh,
Yeah, rest their souls, man. That's such a tragic,
It's a, you know,
tragic
remember
situation.
The cemetery. They helped me a lot.
Man,
wow.
it figures that they would be. They were that kind of people.
Mhm.
They died, not aware of that.
She died of COVID and he killed himself.
In December.
Oh, he died of a broken heart.
We need a
Yeah.
motion for Ken.
Yes.
He's-
Do I have a second?
I second that.
Okay,
Okay, all in favor?
Wait, who made the motion?
I did. Okay, so moving right along, do I even see solid waste committee here? Yes, I do. Okay, Raymond Hunter is in fact still on, although I don't see a year of that he expires. But I spoke to him today, or communicated with him today, and he is still interested. I have not heard from Cheryl Dillman. I don't really know her, but she wanted to be on at some point. Do we have contact information for Sharon? Cheryl Dillman? On the solid waste committee? I don't know who that is either. I mean, I must have known who she is because I probably appointed her in the first place, but in any case, I do have some thoughts on solid waste committee.
Where is the solid waste committee on here?
Keep
missing?
going,
Oh,
keep
One
going,
more, gotcha.
keep going. It's
No
here. There's
choice.
2 people. She says needs 5. Okay, so I'm just to make it official, I move we nominate Raymond Hunter to the solid waste committee.
I second it.
All in favor? Yes. Okay, so the other ones are, hang on here,
With the term,
with a term, give him the full Monty. Give him the full 5 years. If he doesn't like it, he will quit. I also want to nominate Penny Frobis, to the solid waste committee.
Penny,
Yes. Can I get a second?
I second it. All in favor?
Okay, the other people. I actually have a couple of other
wait,
people.
what's Stephanie's term?
Stephanie's term, I would say give her the next longest. And then I think I'm gonna ask the other 2 people I haven't had a chance to talk to.
What's her
Yeah.
last name? Stephanie?
Frobese.
Oh,
You know her from the food bank.
well, who's Penny?
Penny, that's Penny.
Same one?
Yeah, Penny. Yeah,
Oh.
her full name is Stephanie, and I said
Oh,
Stephanie in
okay.
order to be official
Oh,
about it.
all right.
Do you have anybody on solid waste already?
The 2
Raymond
people were
Hunter.
Raymond Hunter and Sharon Dillman.
What's their
Cheryl,
expiration?
there's no expiration date written in here.
Is it an actual committee? Are they included in the ordinance?
Yes,
Okay.
it's
I'm
solid
just
waste and
wondering why there's no
recycling.
expiration.
I have no idea. I have no
Cheryl
idea.
Gilman?
Cheryl Dillman,
Oh, good.
SHERYLDILMAN. On the other hand, if nobody knows her and we don't know how to contact her, then this could be awkward. She's already on it, so I have 2 others in mind. So let's just see what we can figure out.
Can you always do it at the next meeting?
Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna have to do.
What's that?
We might have to do this at the next meeting.
Well, there's those 2 for solid waste.
Okay, there's a Cheryl Dillman on Facebook, lives in Kokomo, Indiana. That's not our girl. It was worth a try, though. Spelled the same way. Doesn't seem like a common name,
But I can
so.
tell you that Dan Rochelle came in as emergency management director and picked up all the emergency planning work to be done, so.
Yes,
He'll be working on that. Hopefully get it done soon.
there you go. Oh, it's so funny.
Sounds like a train.
It does.
As long as you're not getting hit. The light at the end of the tunnel isn't a train. That's a good thing.
Okay, so where are we with this? Because Gerald and we don't know. We have Raymond Hunnish. We have Raymond
Okay.
and
Penny.
Penny. Okay, this is, and I also nominate for the Solid Waste Committee, Lenny Eichmann.
You second it.
All in favor? Okay, say that.
These years all staggered.
And it
Yeah,
would
what's
be
our term?
2025, because the other two were got 2027, 2026, 2025.
Sounds right. Okay, so that gives us technically four, but we still have to find Cheryl Dillman. Perhaps you could check and see if she is, you know, if she's like a known taxpayer in town and we know.
I've never had the name.
No. No registered car or anything like that. I didn't put, I'm not putting the date on here because it's the date, the document is already dated, so.
Well, maybe we'll find someone else meantime.
I have a couple of people in mind and I will talk to them in between now and the next time.
Okay. In
So,
training,
I'm trying to think of what my jobs are. I'm gonna set some reminders for myself.
Nothing? Unless Sue wants to attend that elected officials workshop in Orono.
I'm thinking I'm going to actually.
You're gonna go all the way to, oh, right, you said something about there being, work-related reasons to go to.
Right,
Orlando,
that's
right?
why I have to, I gotta double check on that.
Yeah, so
date,
it's not
but
that
it looks
weird
right
for her
now,
to
it
go,
looks like
it's not
fine
that
and I
weird
can-
for her to go to Orno, I
Do you want
guess.
to approve the funds?
Pardon me?
Do you want to approve the funds?
How much is the, yeah, well, we have to, if she's gonna go.
I think it's
$60, is it?
I think.
Yeah, something like, so I move we approve the funds for Susan to attend the elected officials workshop.
Yeah, I second it. All in favor?
Everybody gets to do it at least once.
I'm sure that it's gonna be great joy. But
Do you want
It'll
me
be
to
good
sign it
learning
right
and-
up, or do you want to wait and make sure you?
I just want to double check with my boss, which I ran it by him, but I haven't got a reply email.
Okay.
So I will verify and go up there for,
Yes, please sign that. Cemetery. What do we have on solid waste?
I could definitely very soon.
Rusty.
I don't want to interrupt you.
Oh, we do nothing.
cemetery. Road.
There's some, groups and what, there's one on cemetery, I've never heard of, someone saw it a few years ago.
I can't find, I can't find,
Yeah, she said some Sunday.
You gonna try to find it?
Yeah. And we want to make sure.
I went the other day, but no luck.
What's this, trying to find a cemetery?
It's a cemetery. Someone told me the other day, this is, it's like, probably like a family plot, probably about like, up at the end of Darrington Road,
Yeah,
past Swan Pond Cemetery a little bit. And there's a Revolutionary War veteran there.
oh, how cool is that?
He says 40 years ago that he was there. But he don't-
who said this?
Donnie Perry.
Damn.
So I don't know if he'd still remember.
Someone else mentioned it.
How to
And
get
40
there.
years changes the woods quite a lot.
Yeah, so I don't know if he
Changes your
remember
brain.
how to get there or not. He said it was off of Old Wood
Speak for
Road.
yourself, old lady.
There's a cemetery out there. At the end of Darrington.
So,
Yes, we've been to that one.
Oh, yeah, there's that one. And there is one on Swan Pond Road, but sounds like this is like,
This is,
it's up, I guess the
It's-
lady
it's-
said she looked for it before and they couldn't find it.
sounds like this one is, you know, sort of a private
yeah,
family burial.
It's old. 1700s.
I've actually been thinking about screwing the town in the same way and writing my will that I get buried on my property, so the town has to look after it forever.
I think there's a spot in Maple Grove for you.
Only if you're a
Just so
veteran.
you know.
Oh, yeah,
Good
veteran,
idea.
yeah.
Well, the town still has to maintain a record of
Oh,
where,
record, yeah.
Where you're
where,
buried.
buried.
any burial is made. They don't have to put flag on my grave. Thank you very much.
Hmm.
In any case, so now we have enough to
Correspondence.
call it a solid waste committee, but we still
Nothing.
are gonna need at least one more member and an alternate, and I have a couple people in mind, and I will talk to them.
Mhm.
I think from what I heard, the ordinance committee is gonna be working on the waste ordinance. So
Yes.
maybe they can,
And maybe these folks would like to participate.
you know,
It's possible.
Find out.
It's possible. It's possible. You know, it's gonna be interesting, considering considering everything to see how that all pans out. And even more interesting to think that they would pick that one up first.
well, I don't know if they are, but Lou came in and asked for some information.
Yeah,
You know, Archie's invoices for the.
Nice. nice. Well, Lou was one of the people I had in mind to ask if he wanted to be on the solid waste committee. You know, I mean, unless you guys have somebody else in mind. I mean, we have more than one person that's on multiple committees, and if it's somebody who's willing to commit to that amount of time and effort, I don't actually have a problem with it. I mean, if we had a line of volunteers snaking out the door, then there'd be a whole
I think
nother
they're
story.
outside.
Yeah, they've not been beating the door down so far. Anyhow, so yeah,
Correspondence, right?
put that date in your,
Just
put that date in your phone
Yeah.
right now, so you remember the 31st. This last time around, it was a picnic because Kathy and I were the only one there, plus what's his name from Hebron, Nick Dean. We were like the only ones there, but I've been there other times when Oxford sent all of their select board, and they're 5.
Did you adjourn?
Gotcha.
or not?
So, hold
Yeah.
on, I wanna, so,
Adjourn, 8:25.
we don't have any correspondence,
Just the one in the packet.
the 31st of
Bye, guys.
August. Yeah.
first.